I just made $300 on a really nice trade I took last week. I did a video on that, and I decided to take the profit. It reached the exact target I had, so I'm just going to break down that trade that I had today, making the $300, and hopefully it can help you on the next trade that you're going to take. Some things that you really want to look out for, and some important factors that you want to take into account when you're putting on your next trade. Let's get into it. So this trade is with Procter & Gamble. I did a video on this last week talking about how I thought that the chart could kind of go on a bit of a run here. So I jumped in with one contract. If you want to check out that video, you can see it here. But essentially what I explain is we had a really nice push up, right? So we had a really great push up and then a bit of a drop down and some really nice accumulation. So when you see this consolidation or accumulation, whatever you want to say, you get this back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is potentially people with a lot of money collecting shares, collecting shares, collecting shares. And as we have this Bollinger Band, the blue line is nice and tight. It's ready for a move since we had all of this volume build up here and to push over this previous high, right? This one little previous high that we had here. On that day that we had this nice high volume and that push over that previous high, that's actually when I did the video and I got into the trade. And then we wait to see what happens after that. You might have a moment of kind of just chilling like it did here, right? But as long as we see some healthy kind of pin bars here, or at least a push upwards and it's not, completely getting destroyed back down, you probably have a really good opportunity for a continuation of that trade. And then we had a really nice full green day, which is awesome to see. And at that point, I feel like I'm in a good trade and I'm just letting it ride. Continue, 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 and then we're getting a really good push today. Now my target was at 149.51. That's when I wanted to kind of look to get out because we saw this red breakdown here, right? So on this day we had a really big breakdown. So I wanted to see if we could get back up to that, and we'll see if we're able to push through it. But for me personally, that was my target because I set that as my target when I first got the option contract, which I ended up buying here at $4.10 for that contract. So one contract in options is like 100 shares of stock. So I only had to put over $410 of capital rather than a massive amount. If I tried to buy 100 shares of PG, I was able to get 100 shares at only $400, and then I sold it at $7. So I made just shy of $300 on that trade. And because we reached the target zone, to me, it's just time to get out. Yes, this could continue on. You can see it's kind of going up over top of it right there. But once you reach your target, I highly, highly recommend that you just get out of your trade, because what happens all too often is you think, oh, well, it's going to go even farther down. Why would I get out of this trade? Look how great it is. And all it takes is 1 or 2 days to all of a sudden it's down here. And you were up $300 and now you're only up $89 or $100 or $110. And you're thinking, oh man, well, this is a bit of a dip. I'm just going to wait until it kind of comes back. And then all of a sudden it's all the way down here. You've made no money at all. And maybe in the worst scenario, you're actually starting to lose money. If that sounds a little bit like you, and you're chuckling a little bit, well, then you really need to listen to this advice, and I need the advice as well a lot of the time. Once you reach your target, just get out and stick to the plan. Okay, that's the best thing I can say. So, to summarize, you want to see nice accumulation, a really good volume push here, nice volume, a volume breakout with a nice big green candle over that previous high, and then continuation. So yes, you might see a little bit of back and forth here, but as long as you see that continuation and a nice green bar, you're probably in a great trade at that point, and then you just want to reach your target. So I hope that gives you some insight on kind of what to look for in your next trade and how to actually stick to a plan. Psychologically, it's a lot better to stick to your plan and just say, you know what, I'm happy I made $300 just for clicking a couple buttons and waiting a week. That's really great. I don't care if this thing continues on and I could have made thousands. It's just this time I made $300. I hope that helps out. If you don't mind, like and subscribe. Thanks for sticking around this long. I'll catch you on the next one.